G'day folks, we're back again. Thank you so much for your patience today. So for those of you just joining us now, we had a few moments of technical difficulties. Amazing. We've been working on a new setup all yesterday and all today. We tested it and tested it and tested it, and it still failed us when we finally went live. There you go. So we're back to our other setup, which works perfectly fine. Welcome. I'm Mitchell from Curious Legends, broadcasting live from Curious Studios in Newcastle, Australia. So this is the workshop we do most of our work in. If you've been following our company, you know that we make enormous, great, huge, giant illuminated puppets, and we do all kinds of workshops with kids with very interesting things, and we make lots of stuff. So what we're doing today though, I'm going to show all of you at home how to make your very own unique flying machines out of everyday objects around the house, and then we'll bring them to life using object theatre. Before I start, there are a couple really important things to mention. The first is this. All the rest of this week, through Saturday, we have awesome workshops happening. Tomorrow, Thursday, we've got storytelling for very young kids with myself and Karen Eastwood. So all the way down to 4-year-olds, up to 8-year-olds, and older kids are welcome, but that's what the storytelling tomorrow is for. So it's myself and Karen Eastwood from Story Spot. On Friday, we have Aboriginal elder Auntie Debbie Dates, who's going to be doing a pre-recorded painting workshop with you and showing you how to make artwork out of shells and her very own dot painting. Then on Saturday, we have the amazing Ducky La Orange, all the way from Berlin, Germany, who, fingers crossed we get the tech working, will be signing in live and doing a clowning workshop using all the clowning techniques that she uses. If you want to know more information, go to our website, curiouslegends.com.au, go to workshops, then out of the box, and you'll have all the information of the artists we're working with. And also next week we have Eva Popov, a singer-songwriter from Melbourne, also coming to be with us and to broadcast for you. So let's get started. The very first thing, we're going to do our warm-up. Now we've done animals. We did a balloon once that popped. Let's do machines, because that's a little bit of what we'll be creating today. So, if you're just joining us for the first time, it works like this. I'm going to give you something to be, and you need to do that until I play my whistle, and you need to freeze. Let's give it a go. Let's make the first thing a race car. Everyone being race cars, tearing about your living room. Freeze! Excellent freezing. Right in mid-race car motion. Fantastic. Let's all be helicopters. Go! Freeze! Fantastic. Let's all be aeroplanes. Go! Freeze! Let's all be hang gliders. In Newcastle, we've got hang gliders that hang over the cliffs. They're really beautiful. So if you've seen them, or even if you haven't, I want you to be a soft hang glider soaring through the sky. Freeze! And the very last thing, I want you to be a rocket blasting off for the moon. Are you ready? Go! Freeze! Excellent! Give yourself a great big pat on the back. Now, let's get our workshop things. So, if some of you are watching on the website, if you scroll down the page a little bit, you'll see a list of materials we suggest for today. And if some of you are watching on Facebook, you won't have the materials, but I can tell you what you'll need to find. The most important things in making unique flying machines are binders to tie objects together. I've got string, I've got scissors to cut the string, and I've got tape. Any kind of tape will do. I've got masking tape because we have absolutely stacks and stacks here in the studio. But you can use sticky tape, you can use electrical tape, you can use gaffer tape, which it's kind of confusing, but if you're in America, duct tape is what we call, gaffer tape is what we call duct tape, and duct tape is something entirely different. Now, so what you can do is, if you haven't gotten them yet, go grab some things to tie stuff together. Then the other thing you'll need is lots and lots of stuff. I have a 1.5 litre spring water bottle, toilet paper roll, including with the toilet paper. Lots of you will have heaps of this at home, and you can use all of that. I have, looks like it was an old plastic container. I wonder what that could be. Oh, I've got this. Do you remember this from one of our other workshops? It's our little box monster. And I've also got the big box monster. Okay, we'll put them there. Stay apart. And then these bags go all over with us, and we actually have lots of things we've collected for other Flight Path workshops. In this bag, I don't know quite what they were. We got them from reverse garbage, but it's like I don't know, cardboard tube. We have a lot of those. We might use some of those too. And then in this one, I have corks, and I have an old, like, I don't know, screw top plastic jar, and I've got plastic lids. There we go. And what else? Oh yeah, in this one, oh my gosh, there are so many things. There's an old pop thing, over the moo. Looks like these are a bunch of cake tins. Oh, and lots of lids from like soda drinks. So just remember, if you are throwing them around the living room like I am, you probably will need to clean up afterwards too, which is what I'll be doing after the workshop. Okay, let's pop all these things here. Oh, and our old mic stand box. Some of you might remember this from the other puppetry workshop we did, and a complete box, which we're going to use in just a minute. So, those are all the materials that I've gathered to work with. If you don't have the materials, you're also welcome just to watch this and then go and grab them later. I would absolutely love for people to send in videos of themselves animating their flying machine, or even pictures of the same thing. Now, let's get to work. Oh yeah, by the way, this is often how we work in the studio with this scaffolding, and we put lots of materials here and we hang things off, and then we'll often create all of our big puppets from that. Now let's see. The first thing you need is a base. Oh yeah, if you're on Facebook, you'll be able to send comments in. If you are watching through the website, you won't be able to send comments in live through Facebook, but you can always email us and tell us what you think is really cool about the workshop. If you're on Facebook, tell me what kind of materials you are working with. What are you using at home? Now, this here could be a base, and by a base I mean something that you would use to add to form the very base of your machine. So for instance, this might be a boat, it might be a plane if I could put some wings on it, it might be a rocket. Boom! That's one idea. This could also make a good base. So again, it could be the same thing. That looks like it might be a boat to me. or maybe even a spaceship. And even one of these that I chucked on the ground earlier could also be a base. This to me looks super like a boat. So the workshop is called Flight Path, so you'll want to think about, even if you're making a boat, it might need some kind of mechanism to make it fly. And we're using our imaginations here, so it can be anything. It could be, I could put one of these on the bottom and stick it on, and then when it's in the water, it could go down like this, but when it wants to fly, it could go and blast off from the bottom.
Hey Mitch.
Yeah.
Jasmine says hello, and
Hey,
she's
Jazz.
working with a taco box, tape, toothpicks, and heaps more stuff.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting, Jasmine. Send me some pictures and video of what you're doing. That is so cool. Hey, and I like to know where people are from. Let me know how old you are and where you are from when you send in comments. Okay, so let's see. Oh, do you know what? You guys might end up making something smaller, but partly because I like big things and partly because it'll be easier for all of you to see. I'm gonna make a big rocket. I'm gonna use this big box as my base. Now, let's see how we start. I'm gonna assume as I'm doing mine, you're doing yours at home, but I'll talk through what we're doing. I don't think I need these at the bottom because I'm gonna do something else. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut them off. Oh yeah, this is where we keep our scissors, but it also doubles as a trumpet or hello, I see you, all kinds of things. Pop that back there. Okay. Now, if you're using scissors, make sure you are very careful. And if you're small, ask for an adult to help. Okay, so we cut this like this, there. We cut this like this, there. And we cut this like this, there. Let's see. I feel like I need something at the base to make it look like it's going to blast off. I know. How about, because I happen to have heaps of these, I'm going to use a bunch of these things to put on. Sometimes when you put things on, you need to do it in stages. Let's see. Also, if you're writing in, you might be wondering how I'm replying. I'm actually not. Hey Josh!
Hey Mitch.
That's our production manager in the back there. And I just need to ask Josh, are my feet out of the shot now?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, I won't go too low with this then, that's fine. So, what I have to do though is I need to crouch down low, and sometimes when you're attaching things, you need to do it in stages. I'd like to have lots of these on, but I probably need to do a little bit at once. Now tell me, what are all the things you kids are working on at home with your flying machines? What kind of object are you making?
Do you need help, Mitch?
I do not need help, but thank you for asking.
Help.
Sometimes it can be useful to have 2, 3, or 4, or 6 other extra hands. If some of you have worked with us when we do the great giant puppets and we put them together, sometimes we even have 20 people working on them at once. Absolute huge numbers, which gets very, very exciting. Okay, so I've got these around the edge here that I'm putting on. Doesn't quite look like a rocket yet, does it? Let's see what else I can do to get it there. Maybe it's better with this one if I just do 4 of them. Yeah, that'll work. Do that there. And I'll do this one here. There we go. So write in on Facebook what kind of thing you're creating at home. What are you making? Okay. That's there. Okay, Josh, I lied. Come help.
Yep.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce Josh.
Again,
He does our
hello.
production. Hold that, please.
This one?
Yeah. Now, it's also important, and just hold those there. If you're getting someone to help you with this, do not wrap them up with tape, because they will get extremely, extremely grumpy. I speak from experience. Okay.
Let me
We'll
get
do
it.
that there. We do that there. There we go. And we'll do 3 sides.
I'm not sure if we'll have much masking tape left after this one.
I have a whole nother roll. Okay, there we go.
I mean, if it's going into space, it needs to be on there pretty tight.
That's kind of what I feel. Like we don't want to launch it up into space and then have it come apart. It would be awful. Okay, so there we go. Excellent.
Alright, we're on track to beating Elon Musk.
Maybe. So here's what I've adapted my base to for a rocket. Now you might have ideas of what you're creating and you might look at it and think, doesn't quite do what I want it to do. It doesn't quite look right. I look at that and I think, it's a little bit skewed, wasn't quite what I was planning. So I've got 2 options. I can either cut it or do it again, or I can say, hang on, that's kind of cool like that. It's a little bit flat, and if I just put another booster down here, I can use it this way. And that's what I'm going to do. So sometimes what you think might be a mistake is actually just something else that you can create.
So Mitch,
Yeah.
Chloe just joined us and she's letting us know that she's 11.
Hey Chloe, thanks for joining. Where are you from? My daughter Nashi is also 11. I do not think she is, she's not coming to this workshop today. Okay, here we go. There we go, almost done. Great, so that bit's finished. So if you've just joined us, we're turning recycled objects into unique flying machines. Now, I decided to make a rocket, but this has changed. It's become a little bit flatter than I imagined, and I think it might be more of a spaceship. Yeah, you get a sense how it might animate. But I reckon I might need some wings going out like this. So write into me and tell me, what kind of things are you making? What are you using? So what we'll do is we'll make them, and then I'll show you how to bring them to life and animate them using object theatre. I reckon this could make a good wing. Let's see. Maybe don't want them too big because it might be a bit hard to animate. So what I'll do is I'm going to make 2 wings out of this here. So if you're using cardboard, it tends to cut pretty easily. Again, if you're using scissors, be very careful, or get an adult help, or both. Oh, I know. I reckon I'm going to cut that in half because it already looks like that could create something.
So Chloe's from Maitland, which is awesome because I'm from Maitland too, Chloe. And Jasmine is letting us know that her plane is being made out of a taco box.
Amazing, Jasmine. That is so exciting. Jasmine, were there any tacos in that box? Did you eat them all first? Okay, let's see. So when we made this out of muesli bars, guess what we had to do with the muesli bars first? They were very, very yummy, but we were a little bit sick of muesli bars afterwards. Okay, here we go. Now this is interesting. Have a look at this. You see how that moves a little bit there and this moves? I'm not quite sure what will happen when I put this on. I might need to, oh yeah, there we go. I think what I'll do is I'll just fold it over like this. Let's see how this works now. See, this is the kind of thing that when you do, you can get super elaborate and make all kinds of things like this. But
It looks awesome.
thank you, Josh. We're not going to spend too much time doing, well, I'm not going to spend too much time doing this today. You kids can spend all the rest of the day on this if you like. I think I need your assistance again, Josh.
Yep.
So Josh is going to hold this and I'm going to wrap the tape around the edges. Now, I didn't know I was going to need Josh's assistance right here because I didn't know what I was going to make. And sometimes it's like this. You might have really cool ideas and you just have to try and see what they become. So I'm going to wrap this around here. You got that? And around here. And I'm very carefully making sure that I do not wrap Josh's hands. There we go.
That's a good start.
Can you lift up that wing? Yep. There we go. There. And there. Okay. Now, I could keep doing this and make it super tight. If you're using, thank you Josh.
You're right, mate.
If you're using masking tape like this, it's a really good substance, but it's not strong in one layer. It is super strong in lots of layers though. So if I wanted this to be really strong and to have lots of flight time, I would wrap heaps more layers around. At the moment, I'm just doing a bit of a demonstration. Okay. Oh, now there we have something we can animate. See, one of the difference between sculptures and a puppet is a puppet usually has some kind of moving part. You can animate it, which animate means just bringing it to life. It's a fancy way of saying it. So this, you see how I've got moving parts? I can be bringing this to life, and I think these would move as I do different things. So sometimes when you're doing this kind of building too, you want to try it out as you make it. It's called playing, but we don't say that in the theatre company. We say experimenting and exploring, but it's still really just playing with stuff.
So Mitch, Freya just joined us.
Hey Freya!
Quickly running around the house collecting some materials, trying to catch up.
Fantastic Freya. I would recommend getting tape, any kind of tape works, and string if you can find it, and scissors, and lots of other materials you can make stuff with. It's a good idea to get permission before you start cutting stuff up though. Okay, so I'm going to launch this from the ground and see how it works. Can you see me, Josh?
I will let you know shortly. No.
Okay, let's move back a bit. I'll launch it from here. Here we go.
1 sec.
Didn't work. Doesn't have boosters on the bottom. There's no way for it to get off.
Yep.
So what I'm going to have to do is to find something to put boosters on the bottom. Bottle caps might work. Other small caps maybe. Let's look at our cap bag. There we go. Perfect. Maybe old wine bottle things. So, if you have caps like this, they can stick on really easy. If I wanted to get super elaborate, I could poke a hole in this and tie it on with string, but I can just use masking tape, because we really like masking tape here. Do you know, for the big work we do, like that big dragon behind me, and even a great big puppet, the river spirit, we actually put it together with sticky tape first, and then we use more permanent joins later. So we actually use heaps and heaps of masking tape like this. I just called masking tape sticky tape. It's not, but it's sticky. You know what I mean. Okay, so what I've done is I've folded this over and over and over like this, and I'm going to stick it on the bottom, and then that's one booster. We'll put it on the bottom in a minute. So I'm going to do that with a few of these. Now, Josh, do we have any other people telling us where they're from or what they're making?
Not yet.
So tell us what you're making and where you're from, because we love hearing about all that stuff. Here we go. That's there, and that's there too. Oops, and then we'll do one more. Now, some of these can fall off because it's just tape. If you're not doing it more permanently with glue or with something else, that's totally fine. And if something falls off when you're animating it, it can either become part of the show. Oh no, we've lost a booster, we're going down! Or you just keep going and your flying machine doesn't actually need it anymore. So a couple of years ago, with the Newcastle Library here in Newcastle, I did a workshop there with flying machines. And I asked people to work out what their flying machines were powered by. Most people, because we're in Newcastle, said it was powered by coal. What's your flying machine powered by? Is it powered by sunlight? Is it powered by happy thoughts? Is it powered by food? Is it powered by coal? What makes yours fly? Okay, Now I'm going to put my boosters on the bottom. I reckon I can just do them here and they'll be strong enough to lift it up. So, one here, one here, one here, and one here. What do you reckon? Let's try this now and see if it's going to take off for us. Yep, the boosters are working. So now I'm moving at 2 jillion miles per hour, high in the sky. But it's missing one more thing. Does anyone know what it might be? What if, out in space, with my flying machine, something went boom! Boom! Yeah, wouldn't be too good, would it? I think it needs some kind of firing mechanism. At the very least, to get asteroids out of the way, and, if you're like me, to shoot down stray alien ships that want to blow it up, because sometimes that's what they do. Now, what can we do to create, an alien asteroid blaster gun? We need something a little bit long, don't we, on the side? Let me look and see what I've got. I might have to make something up.
Chloe's making her egg box into a plane, something that flies out of an egg box.
That is so cool, Chloe. Well, very soon, we'll be learning how to bring these to life and how to animate them. But I've got to put my asteroid alien blaster gun on it first. Let's see.
You can even give your flying ship a job, so it doesn't have to be an alien blasting aeroplane. It could be a giant vacuum that helps clean up the ocean.
That would be very cool. I like that idea a lot, Josh. Not that mine is a giant vacuum, but it's a very noble undertaking. I think I'll use this. It's a bit of a cannon, really. Even better. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put it in the very nose right here, so I can blast things as I go. This is where, if you are making holes, it is really, really important to, 1, be careful, and 2, if you're small, to get an adult to help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors like this, I'm going to put the point here, make sure my hand and body is right out of the way, and then I'm going to make a hole. So I need to hold it like this, but I don't want to stab myself, so I need to be very careful. There we go. Fortunately, cardboard's pretty easy. Now I've made a hole, but is it big enough? Not yet. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I'm actually going to have to cut this. So how many people out there have seen some of our other workshops we've done these holidays? You know which ones you've done. I'm very interested to see who are our regular watchers. Now what I'm doing with this is I've made a hole, but I'm making small holes around the edges. And when I poke this in, hopefully it should fit there.
So Chloe says she has sticks to make her egg box flap. So she's attached rods.
That is so cool, Chloe. Amazing. Okay. Actually, later on tonight, Josh and I will be working on another video for schools, and we're going to be using rods to show people how to attach them to puppets. Okay, not quite big enough yet. So I've made quite a large hole now, but when I stick this in, no, it's not quite there. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Josh, how much time have we used up so far in this workshop?
So we've been going for 31 minutes.
Excellent.
hasn't seemed to have exploded on us yet, so the technology is working just fine.
Amazing. This is the same technology we've used every other day. Sometimes when you try and make things better, you just make them worse. And, like I've done, you knock off one of your bisters. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Fortunately, it's still in the shop, so it's not going to fall out of the sky. Okay, there we go. So I've got a big cannon on the front of this. Or, if I didn't want it to be a cannon, it could maybe scoop up things from space. Or maybe it could be... What else could it be, Josh? You're good at...
It could be a blower vacuum.
Could be a blower vacuum.
So, an asteroid could be coming down to blow up the moon, and we send out our spaceship to quickly blow it off course and send it into the sun, where the sun melts it and everyone's safe.
Amazing. I'm just going to fix up this last wing before I bring it to life again. So I'm going to do a test run shortly and see how this works, and then I'll show all of you at home what we do with object theatre to bring our objects to life. So some of you were probably part of our other workshop we did, where we made the box puppets. And if you were, you might remember how we were animating things like spoons and pens and balls of string. That's called object theatre.
So Chloe says that she's seen every single one of our workshops except yesterday's, but I think that was because that was for the big kids, wasn't it?
It was, that's correct. It was for the kids that are a little bit older. I'm glad you're loving the workshops, Chloe. How old are you and whereabouts are you from?
Chloe said she was from Maitland and she was 11.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
11 from Maitland. Thank you for reminding me, Josh.
So Finn is watching as well from Kangaroo Valley, and he's 5.
Hello, Finn.
And he's making a flying car.
Amazing. There we go. So, remember how I said sometimes you need to use lots of tape? Turns out I needed to use more tape. I hadn't quite used enough. Okay.
It's hard to remember everyone's names and stuff when you don't see their faces.
Yeah, it's just a disembodied voice coming to me
Yeah.
from off the screen. Okay, here we go. There we go, that works. Okay, so I'm going to see what this looks like now if I bring it to life. I think I need to move some things out of the way. I don't know if I'm done with making it yet, but I think I'm getting close. So when you start bringing it to life, it's good to clear a little bit of space so you can do it. And if you notice, we don't have a table today. Often we don't work with tables, so we can move around and get things done. Okay. Okay, here we go.
So it's very bright where you are at the moment, Mitch. Do you just want to take a step back with your puppet? Yep, that's much better.
This is why I have a producer. Okay.
Now hang on quickly. So Lola is 10 and Rosa is 6, and they're from Mayfield.
Fantastic. That's just around the corner from us. In fact, we're not very far away at all. Okay. Are you ready? Let's try it. Oh yeah. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do it myself without talking it through, and then I'll get all of you to do it at home, and I'll talk you through how to find your object character and how to bring it to life. Excellent. It works. I don't have a good name for this spaceship yet. So, I found out that when it starts with its wings closed, and it starts with the engine firing up. And then I found when it gets to a certain height, the back blasters, which are very big, so these ones here, light up and it goes, and it goes very fast. and then it can blast things with this, just asteroids and stuff to get out of the way. It didn't find any alien ships. So that was my way of animating it. Now, most of you have done this kind of stuff with things at home before. Your toys, your brother's toys, your sister's toys, your friend's toys, and kids are pretty good at making toys out of anything. However, this is something that we're refining a little bit to get an effect that we would then use in a theatre show. So these kind of techniques, even though it just looks like I'm running about playing and having fun, and I am just running about playing and having fun, this is what we would use to create different styles of theatre in our shows. So, what I'd like you all to do now is have a break from making. Let's bring our, they're actually puppets, let's bring our puppets to life together. So, clear your space around you, out of the way, and I want you to put your unique machine in front of you. Okay. When you're standing near your machine, or even crouched by your machine, when your hands are off of it, it's dead. And this goes for pretty much all puppets. When your hands are not touching a puppet, they're inanimate, they're not alive, they're not brought to life.
Just asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you can actually wake a puppet up by sleeping, by showing that it's sleeping. Anyway, so what we're doing is have your puppet down in front of you. Then put your hands on it and find out how does it need to be in an active state, to be in a state where it's about ready to power up. For mine, it's like this. It might not change at all, or you might want to tilt it or move it a little bit. So what's an active state for your puppet? Okay, ready? Now what we're going to do is we're going to start powering the engine on so that it's getting ready to move. So it hasn't started moving yet, but you're powering the engine on so it's getting ready to move. So for mine, the wings open and it shakes a little bit because the engine's moving and it has a sound. Now, I want your machine to slowly start moving. Some of them might go from stop to start very fast, that's okay. Mine moves a bit slowly first and then it will get faster. So find what the next stage is. This is before it goes as fast as it can. How does it move as it wakes up? So mine's using the boosters to lift off, and then it's changing the wings to something else. And then the last bit is I want you to start moving your flying machine. How does it move at either full speed or exploring speed? So for me, I'm shifting from my front boosters to the back boosters. So find how your flying machine moves. Does it bank like this? Does it move from side to side like this? Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it spin about in circles? What does your flying machine do when you bring it to life? Now, I want you to start interacting with other things in the room. If you have a friend or brother and sister there, you could start interacting with their flying machine. Otherwise, you could use objects around you. Bleep, 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 bleep. And bring your flying machine back to rest. Fantastic. I think this might have been an alien ship, and I'm very glad that they didn't actually end up having a fight. I think they would have just sent information back and forth to each other. So that, my friends, is how you can make unique, crazy flying machines and bring them to life. It is heaps and heaps of fun, and I hope you spend all the rest of today making all kinds of crazy objects and machines. Please send them in. We would absolutely love to see what you have done. Now, just before I go, a couple of things to mention. Tomorrow we have a very fantastic workshop, I can say that because I'm part of it, with myself, and we're inviting guest storyteller Karen Eastwood from StorySpot to come in and join us in the studio. Friday we have an art workshop with Auntie Debbie Dates, and Saturday we have the amazing, the incredible, the one and only Ducky La Orange from Germany, who at 4 p.m. will be doing a clowning workshop. It's going to be heaps and heaps of fun. If you have enjoyed this, we would absolutely love continued support for these workshops. So if you feel like buying us a coffee, that would be amazing. You can go to our website, curiouslegends.com.au, go to workshops and out of the box, and there's a donation link there where you can donate us a coffee. Thank you hugely to Create New South Wales and Orica and Newcastle Libraries for keeping these workshops running. We have very exciting news. It's looking like we're just about to receive additional funding to keep these workshops going after the school holidays finish for another couple of months. So I will have more information for everyone at home shortly. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.